Hi guys, Mary here, and you are tuning into Mary's Fairy Tales. You're probably here because you are a friend of mine, or used to be a Lash client, or current Lash client of mine. One of my many Lash students that I've mentored and guided in the past, or a Lash sister of mine over at Hello X Mary Lash Boutique. And for those who are new here, I just want to say hi and thank you so much for stumbling upon this video on YouTube, or if you're listening in on the podcast app or Spotify. I'm never the best at introductions, but just to make it short, simple, and sweet, I'm just this little soul journeying this lifetime, living a beautiful, magical human experience. And the reason why I say that now, a magical, beautiful human experience, is because life has never felt this amazing and purposeful until discovering my own inner healing and self-care and self-love and everything bundled up into that. For those who know me, know that I've been wanting to get into podcasting for over a year now, and this year 2024 is my year to just be very intentional with the things and ideas that come to mind. And honestly, I really do miss being on YouTube. I loved it as a creative outlet, back in high school and throughout college. And I can see how me talking about my own experiences on YouTube has helped so many others to want to go on the path that they're on, whether that be going to FITM for college or thinking about becoming an esthetician and everything in between. So the reason why I want to take this time to begin this new journey, and I hope you guys follow along with me, is because I am constantly inspired by the podcasters that I listen to and the YouTubers that I watch, and them sharing their own personal wisdom and medicine lights me up, and it empowers me to want to also share my voice and to inspire others, because I am constantly always inspired. And I feel like that's what we're all here to do, and it's just this big domino effect. Alright you guys, so in this video we're going to talk about everything from my intentions with opening the Lash Boutique, my journey within the beauty industry, and I think it's very valuable to share the lessons and experiences I've learned being a business owner. And I'm so happy to say and celebrate that my business partner and I have now sold the Lash Boutique. So you're hearing it here. But if you were a Lash client of mine, you were one of the first to know. So I am now announcing it here with all of you guys. I wanted to take some time to just really sit with my feelings and be very intentional with wanting to celebrate and share this moment with everybody who is watching this, who follows me on Instagram and has just been supportive and followed my journey. But before we dive, okay, wait, by the way, we're recording in my bathroom because my girlfriend and we just put up these shelves, and one thing I'm getting into is doing herbal infused bath time rituals. And so I have all my herbs up on the shelf, and it just looks so cute and I love it and I'm so proud of it. So that's why I thought, why not record in the bathtub, because it's a vibe. And I have this cute little mushroom bucket hat. Thank you to my girl Megan. I will leave her info down below so you can check out some of her amazing crochet items. And yeah, I thought even though it's a gloomy Saturday today, let's just have some spring happy vibes in the bathtub. So That's why we're here. If you're wondering, like, why is she in the bathtub? Yeah, it's because of that. But before we dive right into everything, I thought it'd be really cool to share why I wanted to get into the realm of podcasting. So, like I was mentioning earlier, my love for making YouTube videos all started in high school. It was just a creative outlet for me to just express and do, and I just loved editing at the end of the day. It was a newfound hobby that I pretty much enjoyed because I loved doing makeup, and I got very inspired by the YouTube gurus back in the day to make videos, make YouTube videos, make makeup tutorial videos. But I think about the times back in high school or college where I made a video about what was it like being a college student at FITM, and then also making a video about what was in my Aveda SD kit. I just remember little Mary wanting to just share her personal experiences because it was something she was looking for. Because I remember I was trying to find everything about my program because I went for beauty merchandise and marketing, and I couldn't find many videos that kind of had students talk about their experiences, maybe more so vlogs. And so I thought, why not share my experience, because this was something I was searching for. So I would like to make a video to maybe then help someone else, and just putting it out there, having fun making the video. I posted that video, and I remember going to Steve Madden, shopping inside looking for some shoes, and I believe she was another customer just shopping, and she told me that watching the video has inspired her to want to go to FITM. I look back at that now and think, wow, that's amazing that just me sharing my story can help inspire someone to live out their own journey. I look back at those times, those little glimpses of my life, and just seeing everything kind of play out. For a while, I wasn't on YouTube because, life be life, and you are discovering yourself. Priorities are different, and sometimes you have to go through those life lessons and experience to discover what you're made for and what you're meant for. And it wasn't until opening up the Lash boutique that really reflected to me my own spiritual healing and doing the work, doing the inner work within myself. And I'm so grateful for that. And so I think it's really important for me to start from the very beginning. But before I do that, I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about human design. Through podcasting, I found out about the world of human design. And human design, for those who don't know, is basically how you can best operate in the world. It uses the same concept, putting your birth chart into CoStar, and no one's birth chart is the same. So your human design is not going to be the same as another person's, which is really cool to me because, we're all uniquely designed to live out our own life path, our own way of doing things. Human design and learning about my specific chart allowed me to just give me much more confirmation about how I personally move in the world. That is something I want to share and talk about as we dive into this YouTube video / podcast. So with human design, there are 5 energy types. There are generators, manifesting generators, manifestors, reflectors, and projectors. And I feel like human design could be its own episode within itself because there's just so much goodness into it. There's just a lot of information, but just to let you guys know, that is something that has been sparking my interest, and human design, and knowing that I'm a manifestor, profile 1-3, just makes so much sense to me and gives me so much confirmation for how I'm supposed to pave the way in this lifetime for me. So now that we got that out of the way, let's dive in. Okay, so I think it's very important for me to kind of give you a little background of my journey within the beauty industry. So, like I said, I got into the world of beauty and makeup at the age of maybe 15 or 16 years old. Just to give you little bits and pieces of my blast from the past. My first time ever feeling part of a community was when I was in this beauty company called Rocker S, and they're not around anymore, but they were a indie vegan color cosmetics line, and I felt like I belonged, because like we're all makeup junkies. Our Facebook group was called the Rockerettes, and we would do weekly challenges. And I remember we did one, I think you had to do a makeup look based on a famous person, and I did Betsy Johnson. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I will show you that right here, and along with other few makeup looks that we did back in the day. And I would be so excited to participate and see if I won, and just be in a community with other girls who supported the brand, and like we're all here supporting each other, so it's all love, it's all good vibes. I was, again, probably 17 years old at the time, and I was already making my YouTube videos, and little Mary just felt like she was just like living her purpose. She was in her purpose, is how she felt. And just so happy of like the opportunities, following her joy has brought her. And since I was around 17 years old, you have to prepare for college, and I already had heard about FITM. I applied my junior year and was super excited because my dream at the time was to own my own vegan color cosmetics line. And it was just a plus. Sorry, that's my phone. It was just a plus that I got to be a part of this beauty company that stood for everything I stood for. And I have been pescatarian now since 2014, or 2013, I think. One of the two. And the reason why is because my grandma got diagnosed with some kind of type 4 kidney thing where she's not supposed to really eat meats, but because she's Filipino, she loves her chicken adobo and stuff. I just remember wanting to support her, so I went ahead and stopped eating meat. I also remember, because I loved supporting vegan cruelty-free brands at such a young age, that I was an avid researcher on my ingredients, and so being a part of Rocker S just meant a lot to me at that age. So Rocker S is also based out in San Diego, and I remember in high school they wanted me to be one of their models for their photo shoots, and I was really excited. I'm only 17 years old, so I don't know what to expect. I just saw it like what an amazing and cool opportunity. Very nervous, but also just so excited. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see some of the pictures here. And through that photo shoot, I met this amazing, beautiful soul who's no longer on this earth plane right now, but her name is Chado. Through Rock Rush, she was the photographer, and we had these big dreams and goals of having our own business together. But like I said, unfortunately, she has now passed away, and I think about her always. So, Chado, I love you, and I'm thinking about you, and I'm thanking the cosmos for just allowing us to meet in that time of my life. So around this time when we did the photo shoot and being a part of this amazing company that I loved and supported, that is when my acceptance had went through for FITM, and they wanted to do a blog about my acceptance, and one of the questions on there was, what do I want to do after FIDM? What is my dream? And like I said, my dream at the time was to have my own vegan color cosmetics line, and that's what I wrote. So while this is happening, the owner who I had gotten close with expressed her feelings to me of how she was hurt because I want to have my own makeup line. And mind you, I'm 17 years old, and this owner, she is much older than me. So I really looked up to her as a mentor, a mom, like an older sister. But I just remember being hurt. I think she was trying to bribe me. And I just remember, I'm like 17 years old. Like, what? She wants me to be one of the beauty instructors? Like, that's amazing. But that just means I have to give up my dream of owning my own color cosmetics line. And I said yes in the moment, and then I took a night to think about it, and it just didn't sit right with me. So the next day I just told her, hey, like, this doesn't feel right. You're asking me to give up my dreams. And that was it. I was no longer a rockress, and I felt really hurt. I felt like that was something to be celebrated, was my acceptance to college, and I was looking to my community to, celebrate those wins with me. And maybe because of that expectation, I got hurt and rejected from the owner of Rockeress. But nonetheless, there was a whole lesson in that, is to not let people take away your wins, And for the longest time, I feel like I've let other people take that from me. Through my experiences within the beauty industry, it showed me everything and everything I didn't want to be. As I made my way through into the lash industry, I always knew that I wanted to have my own lash boutique, but I always knew the intention of how I wanted to have this and birth this business plan of my lash boutique. And at the time of my lash career, like I said, I was lash trapping from the house for 4 years before I opened up the boutique. And at the time, I only really remember lash salons like Cherry Lash Lounge, Live Bay, which used to be called Sassy Lashes back in the day, and other few salons. But in all these places, you were their employees. When it came time to open up the lash boutique, I knew that I didn't want it to be like other salons. I wanted it to be very similar to a solo salon, but we're all here in a business family environment, and we're all here to uplift each other, and we're all lash sisters. And I'm so proud to say that I feel like that family culture was something we had in the lash boutique, and feels amazing to live that out. So that was my intention and reason for opening up the lash boutique and having my business partner do it with me. I wouldn't have done half of the things there if it wasn't for my business partner, Gio. And we put our blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, I remember in the beginning stages of planning this out, we would meet because he would do my taxes, and he saw that I was capped out, and I told him that I've always wanted to open up my own lash boutique and if it was still possible. And I remember he put the numbers together and he was like, yeah, dude, you made double the amount that you did this year than you did last year. You for sure can do it. And at the time, I was intentionally putting money to the side to save, for my future home. And what so happened to have happened was that the money that I had saved up for this future home came out to be the exact amount needed to open up the lash boutique. And every time we would have business meetings, I was catching so many angel numbers left and right. And I know now, like, seeing those numbers was confirmation from the divine, the universe, that everything was in alignment. And it's so magical to just look at that and see. And so opening up the Lash Boutique, it wasn't about the money and how much money I could make. It was just simply acting out of my passion and my purpose, and seeing that I wanted to pave a different way in the beauty industry. You know, lashes, I was eat, breathe, sleep lashes. If I could do lashes in my sleep, I would. And that's how much I was in it. And you know, I give a pat on the back for little Mary for just really, like, if she sees something, like, she's tunnel vision in. And I would like to say I'm still in that way, but more in like a balanced kind of way, you know? I mean, I'm a mom of two now, and I really have to be very intentional about my time. And one thing I don't subscribe to anymore is hustle culture. I don't subscribe to the narrative of grinding and hustling, and how I used to live my life before is not how I want to live my life now. And it served a purpose for me at that time. And now, you know, new life era, we are in a new wave of life. But I remember for like 4 months straight, when my lash business was at its peak, yeah, first 6 months of doing lashes, I was doing 10 clients every single day and only gave myself one Sunday off out of those 4 to 6 months. Yeah, I know. Crazy. Who is she? And like I said, I was eat, breathe, sleep, lashes. And all my life, I was just always go, go, go. I never really got to sit in the moment and be present and be still and celebrate those wins, because I was already thinking about what's the next, or jumping onto the next project, or because I had so many projects and ideas, just wanting to celebrate that and then go on with the next. And, you know, it wasn't until being a business owner and experiencing those highs and growing pains where I've learned so much about myself, along with my divorce, which I feel like that is something we can talk about in another video. And to maybe discuss some of those growing pains I've experienced being a business owner. You know, kind of living in my own little bubble at the time before opening up the Lash Boutique, and just on this high vibe of the intention of what I wanted for Hello It's Mary Lash Boutique. Of course, life is going to throw you some ebbs and flows, and it's through those life experiences you kind of learn and you grow and you progress. And one of my biggest growing pains owning a lash boutique is, you know, I'm happily a recovering people pleaser. And you know, my divorce also pushed me to see how much of a people pleaser I used to be, and it was just this whole deeper spiral of just uncovering and discovering more parts of myself and loving on my inner child. And again, this could be an episode for another video, but that was one of the growing pains, because I saw that reflect through some of the friendships that I've had. And, you know, I always like to say your friends are a reflection of you. And I just know that we came into each other's lives for a reason. And I still have so much love for every person that has come into my life, because, you know, a bad or a good experience is just an experience. And I would like to say too, as you learn more and get more in touch with yourself, you start to practice the muscle of discernment, and you have discernment for what situations and what friendships are right for you and what no longer serves you. And that's okay. Again, this falls in part of being a people pleaser, but always saying yes. There's so much power to saying no, and sometimes saying yes to everything kind of makes your energy spill out everywhere, where you have to then take time to kind of collect your energy back and fill your cup. I was starting to feel burnt out and drained because if any of my Lash sisters were struggling, of course, I want to be here to support. And I found myself that I was always the friend to help support if they ever needed anything, whether that be personal or with their business. And what I've learned now is to set healthy boundaries. But yeah, those were some growing pains, where, discernment of friendships and healing my people pleaser tendencies. But as there were growing pains, there were so many highlights that I want to talk about, such as doing the markets, the pop ups. It was through that inspired me to want to start popping up with my own sun catchers. It has opened up this new door of being around crafters and just entrepreneurs. What I also noticed being a business owner is, I'm ecstatic and happy that I got to try it out, and seeing the amazing and magical opportunities it has given me, and realizing a deeper sense of self within myself, and realizing that I am more than just, a lash artist, a business owner. Everything we do is an extension of us, and I love what I do. I love being a lash artist. A lash artist is one of my purposes in this life. And being a lash artist has allowed me to dive deeper into my own purpose in life. You know what I mean? The Lash Boutique has allowed me to explore that about myself with listening to all the amazing podcasts, and then taking in the information and remembering, and unlearning to learn again, and practicing my self-care, my self-love practices, and my spiritual practices out loud, and living it out loud, and learning that healing is forever. It's a spiral, and it gets deeper and deeper every time we meet ourselves over and over again. And as I started to get different sparks of interest and joy and loving my spiritual journey and my path, universe started to kind of shift my reality a little. I wasn't becoming as busy as much, and I'm happy to say that I have a amazing and steady good clientele going, and also feel that the universe is also guiding me to follow those new passions and interests and hobbies and take a chance, and the universe has allowed me to do that. And for a while I was low, like I said, going through a divorce, seeing that I wasn't getting busy as much, and finding myself at times wondering, feeling that overwhelm and stress and anxiety of, what am I supposed to do? I am a working mom of two boys who has so many bills and debt, and what is going on? And it's okay to sit in your feelings of stress and overwhelm. But one thing I've learned is to not stay there, because what good does that do for yourself? As I'm listening to all these amazing podcasts, that's like therapy to me. I just remained to still be present and remember my practices, instead of those feelings of overwhelm and stress and wondering, why am I not as busy in this moment? I switched my way of thinking and thanked the universe for this slow season in my life, to give me space to be present and to be still, and to practice my self-care. And sometimes you just need those slow seasons to spend more time with yourself. And when you spend more time with yourself, you're able to spark a new interest and joy. I surrendered to the feelings of overwhelm and stress and subscribed to a new narrative. And I remember me and my girlfriend, we went to this market, and I remember just being at this market and loving connecting with the vendors and asking them about their stories, and even supporting one of the vendors at that market. I bought one of her crochet bouquets. It's gorgeous. If I'll try to clip a video and put it here. But being there, it lit up this inspiration and idea for me, and that was the journey of my sun catchers. During this time of the ebbs and flows of life, I remember I took a course with Sister Shanti on Instagram. They were talking about the feminine and masculine qualities of each element, so air, fire, earth, and water, how they can teach us so much about ourselves and being one with everything around us. I love this saying that goes, as above, so below, so within, so without. And doing Sister Shanti's course allowed me to surrender to the ebbs and flows of life. And as I'm getting this creative urge and spark to maybe start sun catchers, this was during a time when my mama got admitted to the hospital, and it was during a time where I also felt like, am I gonna lose her this time? For those who don't know, my mama was the one who had raised me. Life was crazy, you know. I'm taking this course and seeing the little synchronicities happen in life, getting this idea about sun catchers, and all while all of this is happening, my mama is in the hospital. I just remember being so low and just thinking about everything. And I remember as we walked out of the hospital and we're walking onto the parking lot, I stepped on something and it so happened to look like a little prism, like a broken piece of a prism. I couldn't help but feel like that was the universe's confirmation for me to start this journey of sun catchers, and that everything in life is okay. Something just clicked in my head, you know? And my mama is doing well. She is now out of the hospital. She's with my auntie and just in good hands and taken care of. Also, to chime in some human design into this, as I started to learn more about my profile and my chart, manifestors, they say, are the ones to inform, and they are the ones to initiate and create something. And I truly believe that me and Gio helped pave a way here in our Lash Las Vegas community. And it's truly amazing to see 4 years later, seeing so many other amazing lash artists now open up their own lash salons and lash studios. And I celebrate me and Gio being able to bring this vision to life and seeing amazing girls now doing this plus 10 times better. You know what I mean? I love human design because I could see how manifestors now work, and I'm like, oh, so that's why I am the way I am. Manifestors, to kind of let you guys know a little bit more, manifestors are about 8% of the population, or I believe 8 to 10%. And manifestors are very different from generators, which generators are majority of the population. But manifestors all their lives are told to live their life like a generator. And that's why some manifestors wonder, okay, that's why this doesn't work for me. It's so easy for them, but it's so hard for me. And it could be vice versa with however you look at it. But I'm not gonna lie, to the thought of selling the lash boutique, these fear thoughts and doubtful thoughts came to mind, where I was maybe questioning myself. But I always know that the universe is always working in our favor, and there is nothing too big or too small that God, Source, Universe, the Divine will throw at us that we can't handle. So I had to just get really real with myself and question myself, what do I want in this life? And being a business owner is amazing, and it's so amazing to see these accomplishments and soak it all in. But also, my priorities are just so different now, and I want to be able to serve my medicine and my purpose in a new way of doing things that works for my design and how I'm supposed to pave my way in this life. And I just like to say that I feel like this is just the beginning, and I'm thankful for this chapter that I've had having the Lash Boutique for these past 4 years, and now on a journey to discover more, seeing what else is out there for me in this lifetime. And I hope you listening to this video or to this podcast gives you the inspiration and permission to just be authentically 100% yourself, and whatever it is that you want to do, just do it. I can find myself at times where my inner critic will get loud, but we all just have to start somewhere. And I just want you to also know that you are way more than just a mom, than just your business, than just a sister. You are this multi-dimensional being. That's what we are, you guys. Isn't that crazy? We're multi-passionate, infinite, dimensional beings, just living a magical human experience. Just love, and everything will work out. I feel like I was everywhere with this video, but I hope you stuck around. And if you guys have any questions you want me to dive deep within, let me know. And I can happily say that I feel like my vibe is more like artist, entrepreneur than business owner. And I'm just honestly grateful and excited to explore this newfound journey into my spiritual healing and self-loving and shadow working and dark nights of the soul and healing my inner child and everything else in between, and just getting deep. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Like I said, I think it'd be really great to talk more in depth about my lessons and so much more. But there will be a part 2 to this video, so please stay tuned for that, because I invite my business partner Gio along. But yes, stay tuned, because Gio, my business partner, would talk all about business legalities and everything you need to know about the business side of things. So from this point on, we are saying a farewell to Hello X Mary Lash Boutique, also HXM Lash Boutique. We are giving a warm, big, welcoming hug to Mary's Fairy Tales. And I just feel like this new name is perfect for this new era of life that I'm in. That's it. We're done. It's a wrap. If you guys did enjoy this, please, I would love for you guys to hit subscribe, thumbs this video up, or even write me a little podcast review. Whatever you feel called to, just you being here watching this already means the world to me. So until next time, I will see you guys later. But if you guys do end up liking this video, that really does encourage me, and it lets me know that you enjoy this, and it excites me to then make more. So thank you for tuning into Mary's Fairy Tales. Cue magical music. All right, you guys have a beautiful and magical day. I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.